trunks with red trim, weighing an even 165 pounds from Las Vegas, Nevada. His professional record, 9-1-1, 6 of his 9 victories by KO. Introducing Sonny Six-Shooter Brennan. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the battle gray trunks with red trim, weighing an even 162 pounds. He won a bronze medal at the 1988 Olympics for his native country of Kenya. Now fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. His professional record, 11 victories, 3 KOs, only 2 defeats. Introducing Chris Bingwa Sande.
Yeah, 6 rounds, Freddie. 6 rounds, both. Okay, gentlemen, I've given you your instructions in your respective dressing rooms. I want you to obey my commands at all times. Give me a clean break when I ask for a break. Good luck to both of you.
Well, this could be an entertaining fight, I think. Sonny Brennan, a loss to Nicky Walker in a fight that really most observers felt he was going to win. These 2 observers didn't necessarily think that, as a matter of fact. And Chris Sande, the guy who can get you out of there. These are 2 pretty good fighters.
This is a very important fight in the career of these 2 fighters. They're both, well, in the case of Sande, I think Brennan might be the best man he's faced. And with Brennan, I think maybe Nicky Walker was, and they were surprised that Nicky Walker was, because we're going to see him in our main event. Now you see the knockout percentage. Brennan does have a better percentage and may well have more power. Even though Sandy's very strong in the upper body, you can see that.
Sande had the 1 setback. He's lost a couple of fights, but 1 real setback was to Lamar Parks. He was knocked out back in Atlantic City. That was his first loss. Then he lost a 6-round decision to Danny Perez just about a year ago. Since then, he has won a couple of fights, and Sonny Brennan has not fought since we saw him in Gardnerville losing to Nicky Walker. It was in July.
Yeah, and you mentioned that it was about that many believed he would win. And they thought Nicky Walker was kind of shot, that he didn't have anything left, and boy, they found out different. Sonny Brennan, a very good boxer with some pretty good power. His problem is when that all goes south, if he doesn't knock guys out with his big shots and somebody can disrupt his rhythm as Walker did, he has problems.
To get into the old styles make fights adage, though, it seems like Chris Sande is better suited for Brennan than was Nicky Walker.
Infinitely better suited, yes, because he won't get inside as easily. Will be there, even though he's a left-hander, should be on the outside of Brennan's punches a little bit.
A combination a moment ago by Brennan, a right to the body and a left hook.
What Chris Sande has is a pretty good defense in terms of blocking punches, and you see it there. If you don't have an imaginative attack, you have a hard time hitting it in some instances. It's kind of like fast food boxing tonight.
Yeah, it really is. Get him in, get him out. Nice combination by Brennan, about a 4-punch combination. And a right-handed caught Sande right on the button.
Well, Sonny Brennan is normally very good in the early rounds of bouts. And as I say, you know, he had a lot of early knockouts, and even against Walker early in the bout looked very good, and then had his problems.
The thing about that fight in Gardnerville, and you talk about wearing a man down at the end of the fight. Remember, Nicky Walker lives near there. Sonny Brennan, at that time, coming down from North Dakota, came down, as I recall, just the day before the fight. It was at altitude, and it was about 100 degrees.
He had a lot of problems with his stamina, which, as you point out, should not be the case tonight.
Coming to the end of the first round, and a pretty good round for Sonny Brennan. We'll be back. At the second round, Sonny Brennan comes out with a right hand that's picked on the gloves by Chris Sande. In the first round, well, you can see each man threw the same amount of punches. Interestingly enough, we felt that Brennan had a better round, but Sande had a higher percentage.
Well, the punch profile feels that Sande blocked a lot of punches and that Sande landed a lot of body punches. That was their rationale for those numbers. And of course, they're so often right that it's so hard to even begin to take issue with them.
Who amongst us has gone a day without a rationalization?
Certainly not us two. Brennan using the jab as kind of a range finder, but not able to get the right hand in after.
This fight, exactly as it appeared it would be. These are two evenly matched fighters. Numbers in the first round indicate that.
And as we look at this wide shot, you see the footwork. Sonny Brennan's making a fundamental error. His left foot is inside the right foot of Chris Sande, constantly. That is giving Sande the position to throw his punches. See, now there he finally got it outside, and you see he was in a position to throw the right hand, Sonny Brennan. But while it is on the inside of the right foot of Sande, he can't do his work. You must get it outside against the left hand. And there, that's the perfect example of it. He was right there where he could be hit with that right hand.
Good right hand by Sande that time.
Sonny Brennan should be moving to his left, at least taking a step to his left, where he can throw the hook and get the right hand in a little bit more. Fundamental error being made by Sonny Brennan, a very key fundamental error, and it's turning this fight around for Sande.
It's also an error that you just see time and again with a fighter fighting a left-hander.
And it's surprising, especially with Freddie Roach in his corner, I would think, and Freddie may get on him after this round about that. So now there he moved to his left and landed that jab and landed the right. When he moves this way and gets outside that right foot of Sande, he can do that.
Brennan really fights this round at long range. Right hand by Brennan, but didn't slow Sande. And we're going to go into the corner of Sonny Brennan and see what Freddie Roach does have to say to him.
Deep breath. Come on. How you feel? All right, you're letting this guy come to you a little bit too much, okay, Sonny? All right, you got to back this guy up. Okay. All right, you just need to...
Good.
Yeah, fair. It's a good slap.
And it was a good slap, and 95% of his punches, Sande's punches, are the body, so that's why he's doing better the body than the head. He's throwing there more and landing there.
And as you've said, it's easier to get a power punch to the body than it is to the head. See that? So it all works kind of together, makes kind of a neat little package.
It does, especially when explained by you. Here is punch profile, those guys that we didn't agree with in the first round, but boy, do we agree with them here now. After two, you can see that Sande doing much better, and in that last round was very effective.
And you heard Freddie Roach say he's got to try to back Sande up. That's not an easy task. On your card, even up.
First round to Brennan, second round to Sande. Sande has, though, I think, really taken the momentum of this bout to a great extent.
Body shot backed up Brennan.
And there's Sande with his jab, which is a weapon he hasn't really gotten on track yet. If he gets that in there. And there you see that body punch. So he is doing very well to the body, Sande. And then that's what Logan Hobson and Bob Canobio, our punch profile guys, tried to tell me in the first round.
And that was Sonny Brennan trying to work that uppercut that you heard Freddie Roach talk to him about.
And took a right hook from Sande for his troubles. You know, Sonny Brennan would do better inside in this bout, where the left-handed style wouldn't bother him as much. And normally he likes it on the outside. See, look, here's an example where Brennan can do better work. Doesn't matter if he's a southpaw in there. There's the uppercut. There it was. The one Freddie Roach was talking about.
Stop punching.
Now that exchange, Brennan keeping Sande with his back to the ropes and tries to get him back in that posture right now.
Well, he's found a key here, Barry, because he can get on the inside, work the body. Got hit with a good right hook there, but But Brennan can be more effective in here. Isn't that funny? And normally he would want to be on the outside, but in this case with the southpaw, he can do better work inside.
Missed with all of those.
Good defense by Sande. Keeps his hands up.
Come the end of the third round, and it remains a very close fight. Brennan getting himself back into it with a different posture in this round.
Sonny Brennan getting the uppercut in that Freddie Roach talked about, and then Sande countering with it. So good work by both men there.
Very close round, that last round.
That was a tough one to score, that last round. And there is a good reason.
The whole fight's been like that.
It really has been, yeah. Sande's doing a lot of work to the body, although Brennan did good work to the body in the last round. That was a good right hand by Sonny Brennan. He's doing better on the inside. Oh, wow, that hook by Sande got there, didn't it?
Sure did.
He's doing better on the inside, Brennan. I've said this before, and it's just a much better posture for him. But the problem is, that's where Sande likes to fight too. So we'll see if it continues.
A reminder, we've had a lot of boxing so far. We're going to have a lot more. Main event still to come. Mike McCallum, Nicky Walker. They're getting themselves ready, and this is not a bad fight either.
Now, it's become very interesting because of the styles of the two men and because both have adapted a little bit during this bout.
Stop punching. Stop punching. Let him out. Let him out. Gentlemen, both of you, watch your heads inside.
Brennan with the better of both those exchanges.
I'll tell you what, though, he just landed a very compact, short left hook to the jaw of Sande, and Sande didn't even blink. Sande has a lot of upper body strength, and it makes him a good boxer on the inside, but Brennan is quicker on the inside, and so he's landing sometimes a little bit more. There's that uppercut again, Freddie. And you know, he led with the jab, then through the
No wrestle, no wrestle.
Sonny Brennan is finding things, little things that will work for him in this bout. It's not that Sande isn't doing well, he still is, but there's a good double right hook. But Brennan seems to me to be just getting a slight edge.
Once again, these are all very close rounds, and kind of rounds that lead to divergent scoring.
Oh, yeah. Different scoring, too.
Yeah. Just missed.
Yeah, that was close. That one, that left hook, if it had been another 3 inches longer, might have gotten Sande down. These men had real good amateur backgrounds for Sande in the Olympic Games. Brennan won some local titles. You can see they're at a stage in their pro career where they need to. One of them will move forward.
Punch it out. Punch it out.
And another very close round.
If it had been an inch longer, it might have knocked them down.
That's a tough
Wow.
punch to throw, too. It's sort of half hook, half uppercut, and thrown from a long range.
Good advice by Bose Edwards on the inside, telling Sande throw outside and then come up the middle. That's what Brennan is doing. So he needs to mirror that.
And you have this fight even after 4.
Very, very close. And I think that Brennan has taken a little bit of control of it now, but of course that has changed a couple times.
The numbers in the 4th round, it is interesting in that Brennan threw more punches, but didn't land as many. That's the first round that Brennan has thrown more punches than Sande.
Sande getting there with the right hand. Sande being a lot more busy in this round, too.
Who does the 6 rounds favor, do you feel?
Presumably Sande, because we've seen Brennan at least at some point not lose a little bit in his stamina. Really, both men are fighting at a good pace, so I don't know if it's going to impact either one.
Right hand by Sande. Sande's starting to get there a little bit with the right hand.
It's had a very good round here.
There's the right hand again. That was a counter right.
Brennan has slowed perceptibly here in this round. Some of the body work may be taking its toll.
Uppercut and right hand behind it. That hurt Brennan.
That's the best combination Sande has thrown in this bout. He needs the punching room now, does Sande. Brennan leaning on him. Well, some of the ringside observers today said they felt that Sande was just too physically strong for Sonny Brennan, and maybe they were right.
And much as you and I thought Nicky Walker might beat Sonny Brennan, you and I both thought Sonny Brennan might beat Chris Sande.
Yeah, so we don't tout him too well. You see from these shots, Brennan is still making a fundamental error. His left foot still inside the right foot of Sande, and it costs him.
Sande having a pretty decided edge in this round.
This might be his best round of the bout.
So we come to the end of round 5. This fight is scheduled for 6. It seems to be a fight that is still there for the taking for both men.
Here is Chris Sande's excellent combination in the last round. Throws the uppercut and immediately comes with the right hand. He slapped a little with that right when you look at it in retrospect, but still, it landed. And it was a nice combination by him.
He has a tendency to slap when he comes up over the top.
This is it, Sonny.
Yeah, whereas to the body, he throws with more leverage.
So this will be the last round. And you really do have the idea that, at least in the eyes of some of the judges, it could be a pivotal round. It could be a deciding round.
It very easily could. These rounds were so close leading up to this, and really the last round, the only one in which there was a big edge, I think, for Sande. I have Sande ahead by 1 point. The last round, he landed 34 punches to only 12 landed by Brennan, according to Punch Profile. So you can see Sande had an excellent round.
And of course, the judges don't have benefit of Punch Profile as we do. And if you look at the numbers as we are right now, then you would think, well, Sande has a rather lopsided edge in the fight.
But of course, it depends on which rounds he amassed those numbers. Sometimes you can amass a big edge in one round, and then the other round, the other guy will win by a small margin. And if they're not 10-8 rounds anywhere by knockdown, you can have a different decision.
Right hand by Brennan did get there, but I'll tell you what, Sande has not taken a backward step.
Okay, come here, watch your head. Last round, no cuts.
And of course, Toby Gibson not wanting a repeat of the clash of heads between Ismail Tillis and Super Kelp that we saw. Sande's jab has become a pretty good weapon here. Landed it just a moment ago, pushing Brennan back.
A little bit low with the left hand a minute ago with Sande. Sande right now looks the stronger of the two.
Okay, stop punching.
I agree, and he's boxing better on the inside than he did for a portion of this bout.
Let's go, let's go.
And I think Sande's body punches ultimately took a bigger toll than Brennan's did. Brennan landed a lot of body shots also, but they have not slowed Sande.
Let's go.
Toby Gibson giving Sande what he said was the last warning for low blows, and that's the last thing in the world that Chris Sande would need right now is to have a point deduction.
I'd be very careful if I was him because he's having a good 6th round. There's under 50 seconds left to go. That point would be devastating if they took it away from him. Because right now, I think Chris Sande might be putting this one in the bank. This round and possibly this fight.
Go, watch your head. Last round, last round.
Just picked up his gloves.
And a big part of the story has been Chris Sande's defense. He's blocked a lot of shots and made it difficult for Sonny Brennan to land.
So in these eyes, Chris Sande has done more than enough to win this fight. But once again, the early rounds were rounds that really could be judged either way.
Those are the pivotal rounds. And if you were to judge those for this man, Sonny Brennan, he could conceivably get a decision win here. I didn't, but, you know, it's possible that someone could.
It's going to be an interesting decision, I think. Chris Sande doesn't look any the worse for wear.
He used to be happy with his performance because by and large he was able to control things. He had a portion in the middle of the bout where I think Brennan figured out a way to neutralize him, getting on the inside, throwing body shots, but then it kind of fell apart for him. And there, you see a big edge by Sande, and some of that added on to in the 6th round.
Both throwing virtually the same amount of punches, but Brennan less effective.
And a good indication of the number that Sande blocked. And of course, it'll depend on how the judges view that. Were they seeing it that way with those punches being blocked?
Could be interesting. Let's find out. Here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Bally's Casino Resort, we go to the scorecards. Dalby Shirley scores the bout 59-55. Lou Tabbitt has it 58-56. And Dick Houck scores it 58-56 for the winner by unanimous decision, Chris Bingwa Sande.
Not surprising, I don't think, the way this one was scored. And Chris Sande is the unanimous decision winner over Sonny Brennan. Back with Ringside Report.